Hello. So it's been a couple of days since the government announced that they have removed a lot of trans rights when it comes to definition of women and men. I want to add my voice to the outrage and confusion at why we're going backwards, at why trans women, and trans men, are being targeted. Like, why is this happening? My heart literally is broken. I don't want to express too much emotion on here, in case it seems too over the top. But well, I'm going to anyway. I guess it's happening. um, but how is it that love for our fellow humans is so absent at the moment? And this isn't meant to be an attack on those that have feelings. Well, I guess maybe it is, but those that are feeling on attack, that's the wrong. No, isn't meant to be attack. It's meant to be a hope that you'll listen to my words. And for anyone that is in favour of this new ruling, well, I guess an old ruling. I guess again we're going back in our understanding of things. Yeah, this is not an attack. This is a discussion and a try to show the human side of what's going on, more than maybe you've realised. Because we all miss things within society sometimes when we live our lives and we don't meet or spend time with those in these those that are different necessarily from us or mix in different circles. And because what's happened is that the media and people that are full of hate are using very clever tactics to install fear and concern about trans people. And it's nonsense. It's rubbish. Everything that is being said is incorrect. Every single trans person that I have met, one of which, due to some of the mental health stuff, but also due to fears around living in the society that we do, a number of years ago, took their own life. And that's a life, that's a person, that is not just a figure or like a person that doesn't have any value or worth because they're different. They have, if anything, they have more, because they are precious and good and had their strengths and weaknesses. Not putting them on a pedestal, just trying to explain how important these people are. And what the media does is it makes people, again, fear that which is different, using, again, tactics that divide. We live in a world which is rife with division. I don't understand it. We're humans. We should be all trying to help each other and support each other and show kindness and love. And instead, we are being manipulated. Our psyches are being controlled and influenced by social media, by our impulses and previous biological prejudices. Because again, in a thousand, no, not a thousand, but 10,000, 20,000 years ago, we would live on the earth and we would have to be afraid of anything new and different first and foremost, to protect us. And then you'd learn whether it was safe or not safe. And those impulses still exist within us, and so if something is different, we often have a prejudice. But then we have to be like, no, actually, that's safe. It's fine, and we need to understand that when it comes to a lot of different things, and especially when it comes to the pride community. Um, I want to give the experiences that I've had that I want to share with you, so you can see through what I've experienced how important it is to not fall for um, taking the easy path and just going, oh, it's easier if things are binary. It's easier if um, things are this way or that way. Um, just because it's easier doesn't mean it's right. Um, Especially also if it's law, it doesn't mean it's right. Like laws used to be that you could have slaves. That was a law. That was like part of society, and it was wrong and it was evil. And we have to think about what's happening, why laws are changing, why we've gone from having so much progress. Again, still miles off what it needs to be, but progress in helping society be more diverse and accepting people who just want to be people. They want to go about their daily lives and be who they are. One of the most important things is being able to be ourselves. The love and happiness that I have had for myself over the last 10 years of being able to learn and grow and be myself and be honest with myself is precious to me. And that's all that trans people want. They just want to be able to be themselves and who they are. They know this. Like, they know that um, they are a woman or they are a man. Um, and also, again, people that are non binary know that that's what is the correct um, term and feeling for them, and the way they should be um, given that within society is good. It's healthy. It's nice. Like it's like, why do we want to restrict that from people? Um, yes, it can be difficult to change language and to figure it out, but sometimes we should take a step back and look at the bigger picture and think, why is it okay for, let's say, a marriage, for the surname to be changed, and that's fine and celebrated in whatever capacity. Um, that stems from a very dangerous part of history where, it was property, women were property, and women were owned and had to take on the male name for reasons around that. And sure, now it's not the same as such, but it's we should be waking up and realizing that change and choice should be important. That if a woman, man, anyone wants to change their name in life, go for it. Why not? What harm is it doing? We are living in a society that's got huge poverty problems, huge discrimination problems, huge cost of living crisis. We've got attacks on, like, violence on people all the time. We've got theft, we've got fraud, murder, so many things that actually are destructive to people's lives, like genuinely. And we're sitting here having to discuss something that is so simple, at least in my mind and my heart. Because by giving people more rights and freedom to be who they are, it's not taking away the rights and freedom of others. This argument about toilets is incredibly strange to me. Like, toilets are just toilets. I know that people want them to be safe spaces, but they're just toilets. Anybody going into a toilet to use it to do harm to others is wrong, but people will do that anyway. They don't dress up. That's the wrong word. Well, they would be. They don't put on that persona to go and do those evil things unless they are a bad person. Trans people aren't doing that for that reason, and it's such a small minority that are that of people who are doing it for that reason, and if they're doing it for that reason, they are not trans. They're doing it for a different reason. The reason is to be oneself without causing harm. Um, and the media stoke the fire and flames to make people afraid of this situation. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't try and stop those people that are doing those evil things. Of course we should. But the violence right now from, and I'm going to say it, from men towards women um, in this country and people towards the pride community, it's far higher. It's the hatred and the pains that are being caused to, again, men attacking women and people attacking the pride community. People are dying. People are being assaulted. People are being so isolated and feel like they can't be themselves that they are taking their own lives, and that's huge. And we should maybe start at that big problem, that big obvious to me, and hopefully to others when they start looking a bit deeper into society, of what really is happening right now with the hate that's going on, the selfishness, and that the media are using this situation now with the trans community versus everyone else. It seems to be that within sort of society, they're using that to cover up what the big things that are going on. They're distracting us. That's what they do. And so I hope that people have a bit more compassion, a bit more love for their fellow humans. Going back to what I was going to talk about my experiences is when I started this board game group that I run in Gloucester. I never expected to have my eyes opened and my heart swelling with absolute love and happiness the way it has because of the pride community. I have never found a place where I can be my most self and not feel I have to hide the my nature of being quite flamboyant sometimes and what's classed as, I guess, feminine, and but also, my masculine side. These terms we use to define these things. Again, to me, they're all human. But if we want to celebrate those definitions of male, female natures and energies, I have a massive spectrum of those, and I want to feel pretty, and I want to feel handsome, and I want to feel all these things without being afraid to. And in the past, I have been afraid to, like some from just culture and social stuff, some from religion, and people in there. And when I met people more, because again, I've had friends that are within the pride community before, at school, university, but once I fully had been immersed for a, a while with a mix of all different diversity stuff, I could see the benefit of being more compassionate. I don't know. Just to listen more, and this allowed me to sort of be more aware. Well, I also became more aware of how much opposition and hate there is towards this community, from even just from parents or family members, or just walking down the street, things thrown or slurs used, and how daily that these people are bullied. These incredible, loving people, and yet society's trying to currently, at least mainstream again, is trying to cut them out of society, and it we need to do more to fight. Like, again, we have to fight against it. We have to, as the hatred greatens, the love needs to increase, so that we can reassure these men and women, we're calling trans men and trans women, that it's going to be okay, that we love them, that they are important, and this is something we need to be actively doing. If you feel justified in what's changed on like with the law, go to your local pride community or charity or some events and speak to people. Talk to them and ask them how they're feeling. And they will tell you that they are terrified, that they just don't know where they fit in anywhere. And they will beg you to just show them kindness. And I do. I beg you to show people kindness, like to meet people and learn what is they're feeling. They mean no harm to society, that they just want to live and love and be loved. And I learned that through, again, being amongst the community, not by being on the periphery and burying my head in the sand, but by realizing that for for this world to get kinder, nicer, and happier, that we have to connect, because there's so much that's trying to isolate us, and that's what is most important. Um, at least that's what I felt. That's what I feel. Like what happens to me when I spend time with these people, and I just I feel so blessed to be a part of their lives and able to have a hug with them and talk to them, and my love to grow because of them and who they are and the love they have. And it's so important. It's just so important. I don't know how to else to say it, but it's just so important for us to come together, to unite, um, and to show kindness, um, to those who are kind, because they are. Sure, there's going to be people amongst them that like are going to be different to you in their belief systems or some attitudes, but that's a personality thing. If we're disagreeing on those kind of things, we can still love each other and we can still coexist. But to discriminate someone against someone because of who they are as a person, as a woman or a man, just from those factors, that is wrong. And we must learn to change that. Otherwise, we're going to keep dividing society. We're going to go backwards in society. They're going to start taking away women's rights. They'll take again women's rights, and again using the wrong terminology here. They're going to take other women's rights away, because that is right now they've taken women's rights away by doing what they've done, and they'll continue to try and take more. And that's not me wanting to try and install fear. Like, I don't want to be doing that. Because we don't need that. We don't need the fear in our society. But it's more of a trying to show what is going to happen and what is happening, and lend my voice to all those out there who are trying to send the same message. And I'm grateful for everyone that is, for all those people who are banding together and realizing, sorry, noise outside, realizing that we have to make have to unite to go to this. I've been rambling for a while, but it's so important. It's so important, and I love you all so much, and want you all to be happy and connect to other people who are different, because it's beneficial. As long as again it's constructive and not destructive. But yes, love to you all, and I'm sorry for rambling for so long, but I just hope that you all take away something constructive and happy from this.